Hey everybody, welcome back to another X4 Foundations 4.0 beta video. Today we're going to talk about a mod, a really cool mod, at least in my opinion, and not one that I made. Which reminds me, I do want to update my Illuminati mod. I have some interesting ideas, but, gotta do some stuff first. So today we're going to talk about a mod called Event Driven News. I actually heard about this from Captain Collins, another YouTuber and streamer of X4 content, so check them out if you have the time. But event-driven news is kind of one of the ideal mods for me. It's written by a guy named Mr. Jones and me, obviously a Counting Crows fan, but who isn't really? And it's all about adding for in-game news about economic events, primarily right now, and pirate events in an in-game way, like a Galactic News Network way. So it's pretty cool the way it does it. It's very clever, and I installed it. It doesn't work right away, so the way before I forget, the link to it is in the description. You just kind of put it in your folder. There's really no setup. The way it works is kind of in batches, it seems, with the economy. Things happen in batches. They don't trickle in as much. So we're going to go ahead and pause, and we can, check it out. I let this run for a few minutes, so it generated it. Right now, the information goes to your logbook in the into the tips directory. Tips, so like there's general, then all the way on the right is tips. So you can see here we have all these GNN market entries about different things. So the first one, you see it's a surge in demand for hull parts, but everything's redacted. That's a future plan that the author has in mind for the mod, so I'll go over that later. Let's go to a better one. All right, a surge in demand for Claytronics. An Argon Federation commodity analyst has made a bold prediction that Black Hole Sun 5 will experience a dramatic spike in needed Claytronics in the coming days. Station officials have denied these rumors, stating that all operations have been nominal. Interesting. So, apparently there's a spike in the need for Claytronics in the coming days. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at Black Hole Sun 5 and see if we can detect that. I haven't explored too much of it yet, so we might not be able to see it. No, that one I haven't explored enough yet. So let's go look at a different one. Another Teladi one. All right, here's another one. Another demand for hull parts. In Fires of Defeat. I think I might have explored Fires of Defeat. Let me see. Fires of Defeat. Yes. Okay, so there is a bunch of hull parts needed. 1871, I don't know if I consider that a lot. But, as you can see here, they're all needed at this station right here in the high-tech factory. And that is because it looks like they're doing improvements to the station or repairs or something. So it is accurate in that there is a high demand for hull parts at that high-tech factory. So if we could send traders there. I don't think it's worth it to me personally, as it's so far away, to do that trade. But if I had assets in the area, it might be worth doing. Let's go back and take a look at what else they have. So Claytronics, in Unholy Retribution, hull parts in Unholy Retribution. Let's go take a look at Unholy Retribution real quick to see how accurate that is. Oh, there's Unholy Retribution. So we definitely have a need for hull parts, 10,000. It's right over at the station, I think. And that is, again, you can see by these little reminds me of that old 80s arcade game. Building blocks, that's for build storage. Claytronics are needed. Also, it looks like for build storage. So it's, it's pretty accurate. Right now, let's go back to it. So the reason that Talati is redacted is the author had in mind different feeds. So there'd be a general feed and premium feeds. And by premium, in-game, of course, that you could buy access to and get more detailed information. So that's the idea behind the redacted Talati ones, is that you could pay for an in-game premium feed, which, I kind of like the idea of. I think there's a lot of potential here. So the way it understands surge in demand is basically it watches for economic in the scripting. It looks for when the AI starts asking for stations to be built to help meet a demand. So that kind of it kind of uses that information to say, hey, there's a big demand here for hull parts, which is a very interesting way to do it and very clever. I had always thought of doing something like this, but my ideas were much more complicated. Like I was going to have to monitor, like go through every station, monitor how much the demand changes, and then do notices like this. But, this is a much more elegant solution in my opinion. Now, this isn't the only things it does. So if we look down here, GNN Markets bust in whole parts prices. Free Families officials are mandating a decrease in prices of whole parts today in some sectors. Most station operators have begrudgingly complied with the order, lowering price in effort to free up inventory. So this basically happens when the AI makes a pause in production orders because they have too much supply. So this can kind of give you an idea. I don't think this isn't per sector specifically. It's just Free Families. Let me see if I can. I don't think I can see much here. Let's see. Let's go to whole parts. My visibility here is a bit low. So there isn't too much whole parts here, and there's much more demanded. So there may be things going on in other sectors that I just don't know about. But it's a very cool idea, and there's also more to it. So let's see if we have any here. Otherwise, we will edit to when we do. Surge in demand. Boston whole part prices. All right, let's edit over to when we have more. All right, we have another news report here. GNN Markets, family crit logistic concerns. It is a good time to be in the shipping industry today as family crit news continues to roll in about a shortage of freighter pilots for moving goods in Zyarth Patriarchy territory. So that's good to know too. If there are a lack of traders in the area, this can kind of tell you that, and that comes from freighter requests in the AI. So that may be a good opportunity to start moving whole parts around if you have assets in there. You can also see on the screen that there are more bust prices in graphene and whole parts. Now, I took a look at the code real quick. There should be a way to see the sectors that are involved, but the author did not include them in the notice. Now, I know they didn't want to provide perfect information all the time to keep it a little realistic, so that may be on purpose. Now, I'm hoping to see some of the pirate antics come on that this covers come up, so we'll be back with those. All right, and we got one. So as you can see, it's called GNN Crime Watch. Bounty issued by police for UEP 423. That's the ID. Has some nice text. The Talati issued a bounty for the target TEL Pillager, Minotaur Raider, Target ID, Target Vessel Class, Medium. Vessel was last spotted in Grand Exchange 4, attempting to steal cargo from the Talati Refined Goods Complex. Lethal force is authorized. And the normal bounty system. There's no extra bounty system in with this, so you kill a pirate, they usually give you something. So it's cool to know that that's going on. And you can go hunt that pirate now if you want to. So that's pretty much the module. I think it's really cool. I think it has a ton of potential as a way to bring more flavor in, more knowledge to the player, and especially keeping it in-game like this. I think we could definitely add a logbook tab and other quality of life things to this, but I really like it. I'll use it actually, and I'm going to check with the author, see if I can make any improvements to it. It is, I think it really enhances the gameplay, especially once we get it a bit more polished, so you don't get too much information. Like I could see having to buy feeds for each faction, or some other way to limit the information you get per each faction and things like that. So I think there's a ton of potential with this mod. Go check it out if you want. I don't think it really unbalances anything. One thing I didn't show was it does show sector changes and other news like that, but I don't want to wait around for that to happen. Could be a while. But that about covers it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.